Stephen A. Smith stuns Bill Maher crowd with brutal truth bomb on why Trump is the people's president. This is amazing. I hope. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't seen the clip yet. I can't wait to hear his take. Y'all already know my take because his Trump has the sentiment of the American people on his side. The majority of the people thinks like Donald Trump. It's just today's politicians live in their bubble and don't understand the average American person, while Trump does understand the average American person. And he know that we've been suffering. He know that we've been hurting under Joe Biden. And that's why a lot of our policies align with Trump's policies, even even though the mainstream media try to pretend uh, like it doesn't, like he's not popular. And Trump is more popular than ever before. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to play the clip and get Stephen A. Smith's take. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's get into this news. Now, this comes from the Gateway Pundit, and they report in a recent explosive appearance on Real Time with Bill Maher, sports journalist Stephen Smith delivered a truth bomb on why Donald Trump continues to be seen as the people's president. This follows President Donald Trump's dynamic entrance into Washington after his inauguration, during which he took the Capitol by storm, signed a series of executive orders, which I've reported on many of them, and made impactful visits to North Carolina and California. Not to mention answering questions and stuff from reporters. He's actually accessible, a lot more accessible than Joe Biden has been over the past 4 years. He's been missing in action for most of his presidency. But these actions have solidified Trump's image as the people's president, fulfilling the mandate given to him by his electorate. During the interview, Smith pointed out that Trump's relentless drive has shown more tangible results in just a few days than what Joe Biden did throughout his entire term. According to Smith, Trump's actions demonstrate a commitment to his promises, contrasting sharply with Democrat priorities, which disconnected from the everyday concerns of most Americans. That's true. This woke stuff that the left has been pushing over the years, nobody really cares about except for the progressive left. We care more about putting food on our table, taking care of our children, the more traditional things, the economy, um, jobs. These are tangible, practical things that the average American is actually concerned with. None of this woke stuff that the media and the leftists continue to push. So let me see. Let's get to this clip here. Um, Here we go. Here we go. Here's the clip.
Here's the deal. The man was impeached twice. He was convicted on 34 felony counts. And the American people still said, he's closer to normal than what we see
Exactly.
on the left. That's what they're saying. He's closer to normal. Why? Because something that pertains, when you talk about the transgender community, for example, when you're talking about issues that pertain to less than 1% of the population, the Democratic Party came across as if that was a priority more so than the other issues. And so he comes into office. Now you're talking about childbirth, citizenship, and what have you. He knows that's not going to pass the mustard, but he knows that he made that promise. So when he shows up week one on Capitol Hill and he says, this is what we're going to do through an executive order, even though it's going to be shot down through the courts and what have you, he's saying, I kept my promise. A lot of other things that he's going to point to that he's going to try to do. I kept my promise. Then you turn around and you look at the left and you say, what promises did you keep? Now, you might know the answer to that. I'm certainly not questioning your knowledge about that at all. What I'm saying is what resonated with the voter. What voter out there can look at the Democratic Party at this moment in time and say, there's a voice for us, somebody that speaks for us, that goes up on Capitol Hill and fights the fights that we want them fighting on our behalf. They didn't do that. And that's why their behinds are home and that man is back into the White House and they want to sit up there and talk. You look at the networks right now, they're talking about him. Look at it. This is the latest. Look at him. Here he goes again. Well, you know what here he goes again means? He's doing what he said he was going to do. He
Facts.
promised you he was going to do these things, and he walked into office week one, and that's exactly what he's doing. And he's saying, y'all do something about it. And when you try to do something about it, he's going to say, look at them now. Now they're concerned about these issues. Were they talking about that during the campaign? Hell no. That's really it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
well,
Bars. Bars, bars, bars. Man, watching Stephen A. Smith become red pilled over the years has been amazing. I mean, he still toes the party line most of the time, but every once in a while you'll see the glimmer. You'll see a glimmer of hope when it comes to Stephen A. Smith. That is bars there. Everything he said was 100% true, 100% accurate. They don't care about what the majority of Americans want or need. They're catering to the less than one percenters and it's not one is and it's not winning them elections in the future. But the crazy thing is they're continuing to do it. They're still doing it. They're still attacking Trump on his agenda because he's following his promises that he's been making. And the mainstream media, I agree with everything that Smith said. The mainstream media is going to be continuing to say, hey, look at what he's doing, look at what he's doing, not realizing this is what he promised, this is what the American people wanted, and he's delivering on those promises. So every time they attack him for what he's doing, they're actually propping him up, showing that he's following through on what he said he was going to do. But Smith criticized the Democrat Party for prioritizing issues affecting the transgender community, an area he claims resonates with less than 1% of the population over more pressing national concerns. This is what I was talking. Yes, yes, yes. That is it. That is the main thing right there. The thing is, the left, the progressive left, is no longer popular, and so they can't push this wokeism anymore because no one is going for it. But he argued that this focus has alienated many voters who feel that their critical issues are being ignored, like the main stuff, like the cost of living is way more expensive now to live than it was back when Trump was in office for less over 4 years ago. Although he acknowledged that many of these orders might be overturned in courts, he stressed that Trump is fulfilling his campaign promises, a stark contrast to the Democrats' empty promises. And that's true. What have the Democrats done of late for the American people that the American people went to them and said, "Hey, we need this taken care of. We need this done." And you can't really name it. You can't really name anything that the Democrats have done of recent to help the American people. They only cater to the less than 1%. But Smith challenged viewers to consider the Democrat Party's accomplishments, questioning whether they truly represent and fight for their constituents on Capitol Hill. Facts, facts, facts. Oh man, this is awesome. Again, it's great seeing Stephen A. Smith become red pill. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.